Welcome back everybody once again to today's episode of DIY Investing. Woo, baby! Bitcoin's gone parabolic, boys! I'm honestly so excited. I can't tell you how long I've been waiting for Bitcoin to actually move. I mean, how long did we have to sit at 6K support for so long as Bitcoin just went back and forth agonizingly for months and months on end? We're finally back into bull territory where we're seeing markets go completely parabolic, and I'm honestly just so excited to make this video for you guys today. With Bitcoin going parabolic, I wanted to give you guys an update with kind of what I'm expecting moving forward with things, what's going to happen with the alts, what's going to happen with Bitcoin, is this the top or are we about to go even higher to maybe 10K? All of this is going to get covered in today's video, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome back everybody. We're going to jump right in today and just take a look at Bitcoin. Some truly amazing things have been going on and it's honestly got me super excited. If you're a part of crypto and you aren't excited with this most recent Bitcoin run, then you have either invested too much into altcoins or you screwed up some other way by not buying at all, because this is truly exciting times to be a part of cryptocurrency. Anytime you see Bitcoin breaking out and going higher, not only that, but erasing significant amounts of losses in just the course of about 150 days with this most recent cycle, it's really awesome, especially because the fact, guys, think about how long we waited inside of this choppiness at 6K for so long as all of your alt bags just continued to bleed, as Bitcoin continued to bleed and really just kind of go stagnant for a long time. It was so boring and it was a terrible time for trading, especially if you were a trader of altcoins. But now we're actually getting that real momentum. This stuff takes me back to 2017 days where you just see Bitcoin going up, go extreme parabolic and have these insane runs. And so it's very exciting, honestly. Like, I'm truly blessed to be a part of this market, and it's really cool to be able to share this analysis and just ride this journey with you guys. So today I actually wanted to go through, take a look at Bitcoin. I mean, what's something that we can expect moving forward? We actually are getting a nice little retrace out of these parabolic highs that we hit, but is this actually the top? Are we going to go lower in the cycle? Are we going to have one final shakeout before we can go higher? This is all going to be what I'm covering in today's video. Give you guys a quick update with kind of what I'm expecting moving forward. With markets getting extremely parabolic, with altcoins seemingly to make, with altcoins looking to set up all across the board, it right now is a very great time to be creating a plan and sticking to that plan over the next couple months, and just to really see what's going to happen. I mean, right now is a very key point in Bitcoin's cycle, and so the best thing that you're going to be able to do for yourself is just have a plan in place, kind of see somebody else's alternative perspective with what they're doing. Let's jump right in there today. So with the most recent move, we went from about 5,700 and we peaked at just under 8K at 7,500, so about $2,000 move in this short little time span. And it was honestly really fun to watch. It was really cool to see all of these altcoins actually started to get a little bit of value. You saw Ethereum break out a little bit. You saw some of these other altcoins just start to make a little bit of a move. And so we're actually starting to see these alt parities that I was talking about in some of my other videos. And this is what I was expecting. Anytime you see Bitcoin start going parabolic, a lot of that money either starts to flood into the alts after it retraces or as they go up together. And so this is what I was watching out for, and in fact we actually started to see that. With this most recent retrace, you're starting to see a lot of those alt profits being completely wiped out, and that's something that happens. With this most recent retrace, I'm starting to wonder and question if it's actually not the top, and this isn't the very top of the blow off, and in fact we're about to go a little bit higher. And so there's some pretty exciting things going on, so we're going to jump right in there and cover all of that today. So let's get right into it. Now, something I want to note is a resistance level that I'm watching. Now obviously we met major resistance at this 7,500 area. I was watching for 8K. I thought that it could very easily hit this 8K mark and even up to the 8,400, but in fact we kind of topped out at 75. Now something I'm watching for is the next support level, which brings me to about right here. I think that this is a strong support level that we should all be watching for this retrace, because anytime markets go extremely parabolic, you got to expect those gains to be reversed or erased by the coming retrace, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Now, it's possible that we could just start impulsing again up, but I find that less likely, especially after the significant rally that we just had. So this is kind of what I'm watching out for. This is a major support area, and then you also have this 5,800 area as another support. So let me go through here and actually analyze that. We're going to go with about right there. So about 5,900. These are the two areas that I'm going to be watching for this retrace as far as support goes. Now, if we continue up in this cycle, which is a very real possibility, especially because of the fact this sell pressure doesn't look very significant in this time. Now, obviously, that can grow and progress the longer that we sit here and accumulate shorts, but for the most part, this isn't really looking extremely bearish. Now, we're in max euphoria, obviously, but at the same time, you're not necessarily seeing that extreme cases of euphoria that we see sometimes with Bitcoin when it goes extremely parabolic. So we're just going to have to kind of watch and monitor. But in the case that we do continue up in this cycle, the next resistance level that I'm going to be watching is the 9,400 area. Now, this 9,400 area can also go all the way up to about 10K. But we're just going to have to kind of watch, and let me actually label these with red so that you can know that they're resistance. Now, this is kind of the levels that I'm watching. We found short-term resistance right here. Now, the market's going to have to prove to us exactly what it's doing, and whether it's going to start dropping off lower or whether it's going to go higher. Now, in the case that it goes higher, I'm going to go through and analyze kind of what I would be expecting to see. So obviously we're going to drop back down. I would expect us to drop back down to at least this support level before we start going back up again. And then this cycle is going to be very parabolic, remember that? And so we could see something like this where prices have a short-term correction before immediately rebounding back on the upside. And then this would take us to our first resistance level at about 9,400. Now keep in mind this is a very strong resistance level, but we also have another one up here at 10K approximately, give or take a few dollars. And so this is kind of what we're going to have to watch and see. But in the case of things getting extremely parabolic, I would not be the least bit surprised to see something like this happen with side of Bitcoin. And so we're going to have to just watch and monitor, really kind of check the charts and just kind of see what's going to happen. Because at this point, Bitcoin can and will surprise. I keep telling you guys that. I wasn't really expecting Bitcoin to go much past this 6,500 area, but in fact we blew through all of my resistance levels and then kept going up. And so when markets go parabolic, they are very surprising, especially in one like Bitcoin. In the past of being a Bitcoin trader and being able to see these cycles all the way up from the low of 2016 to the high in 2018, I know how crazy some of these can get. And if you're not really prepared, they will surprise you. And so if you're not really taking profits, or you're looking to FOMO in because you see it continuing going up, that's all probabilities and possibilities that you have to watch out for and just be wary of. I mean, keep in mind, guys, I took profits back here at 5,500. I told you guys that that's what I was going to do, and then look at what happened with Bitcoin. It surprised me and kept going up. And so obviously I've got my long-term bags that I'm still holding, so I'm not sad about anything. I always tell you guys to stick to a plan and then trade that plan through, no matter what. Even if you miss out on some short-term gains, it's okay in the long term, because overall, as long as you have a plan in place, you're going to be profiting far greater than the person that just is kind of freeballing it inside of the market. So this is what I'm watching out for as far as a bullish setup, and I'm going to change this to green so we can know that that's kind of what I'm expecting there. Now, as far as a bearish setup, let's say that this was the top. This is the top. This was the blow-off top for Bitcoin. We're not going to go any higher in this cycle, and in fact, we're going to start retracing in this next move. Now, with this current retrace that I'm kind of following, if this was the blow-off top at 7,500, then I would expect a short-term shakeout to ensue. Now, how crazy is this shakeout going to get? Well, it depends on exactly how bullish Bitcoin is. Now, if we throw it back to the early days of the last cycle, you guys will know what I'm talking about when I say shakeout. And we had a couple of them here. Now, we had capitulation. Let me go through here and draw that for you. We had capitulation right here. We had a major sell-off from the rejection that we saw at about $450. And then that dropped us all the way down to $154. And then we saw a short-term rally followed by a top at about 300. And then we saw a decline, prices find support. And now this is where everybody started to kind of get really excited because they assumed that Bitcoin was either going to go up in its cycle or just drop off. And this is the shakeout event that I was talking about. And this is where you see a short-term rally right here. Prices rally, they break the previous high that we saw here, and so people are starting to get invested. They think that, oh shit, we're breaking out of the last high, that's a higher high, bull market has started, only to get faked out, and then prices retrace significantly. In fact, they break this short-term support that we saw and dip back down to about $200, even sub $200. And so inside of this move alone, you're talking from the high of the move to the low of the move was about 37%, so almost a 40% correction in that shakeout. And so this is something that I was expecting that we could see with the current cycle now. Now what happened after the shakeout? Prices went from the low of the shakeout to the high of 153% in that breakout. And so that was a very exciting time, super parabolic markets, and that could be what we're seeing in the short term. We could be expecting this short-term retrace that does get us this major shakeout in the market. Now, I'm not going to sit here and compare our current market to this one by any means. They're obviously different. If you take a look at the market structure between this one and the current one that we're in, they are a different cycle entirely. Even though they do follow some very striking correlations, this is a different cycle, and so you can't just expect the same pattern to play out, even though I do expect us to see a shakeout if this is the blow off top. And even if the blow off top is clear up here, we will see a very strong sell-off that will kind of capitulate some of these altcoins, that will shake out a lot of the market. And so we're just going to have to kind of watch and see what's going to happen. But in the case that this is the blow off top, I'm going to go through here and analyze kind of what I would be expecting with that. Now, if this is the blow off top, I would expect us to get a nice sell either to here or all the way down to here. Now, with this current selling pressure, we're going to have to watch and see. Let's say that we drop and retrace almost the entire move, which is very possible. We bounce up a little bit, get rejected off some of these previous resistance levels, and then this sends us clear back down. Now, there's a couple places that we could go here. We could drop all the way down to about the 4,900 area, or we could drop all the way back down to about 42. And so this is kind of what I'm watching for. If this is the blow off top, it would be a lot more bullish to see us hold support at about 49 to 5,000. That's going to be a very strong support level in that time. And if we fall lower than that, then you're going to start to get a little bit iffy. This is where you're going to start to see a lot of people freak out inside of the market. Now, I don't believe that we're going to break support in this time. I don't think that that's going to happen. I do believe that we are in the bull market. But kind of what I'm watching for the shakeout is if we're going to find support at about 5K, or if we're going to drop all the way down to about 42, because these are all likely and possible scenarios moving forward, and so we're going to have to just watch and see what's going to happen. But let's say we drop down to about 5,000. Now, this would give us that strong shakeout that I would be looking for. This alone, I mean, this from the top of the move, you're talking about 34%, so close to that 37%. 37 would take us to about 4,700, which is also right there at that same level that I'd be watching in the case of a bull or a bear break on the downside. And so this is kind of what I'm thinking moving forward as far as what we could expect. I think that with this move, if this is the blow off top, I would expect a very sharp decline where the bull or the bears would take over and really knock the value of this asset down significantly before we kind of get a short-term consolidation sideways before we once again drop for another significant move. Now, this right here is very similar to the shakeout that we saw back in 2016. Now, if we zoom in here, we saw prices rally, basically erase the entire parabolic move that we saw, have a short-term bounce before we had an insane bear break on the downside that was very parabolic in the opposite direction. And so I would expect the shakeout that we're going to currently see happen in a similar fashion. Now, even though it's not going to look exactly the same, I would expect that retrace would follow about the same correlations, just because that's usually what happens in a parabolic market. Doesn't matter whether it's Bitcoin or one of the altcoins, anytime you have an insane parabolic rise and then it retraces, it usually erases the entire parabolic move that we saw. So this is kind of what I'm going to be watching out for with Bitcoin. We do have a couple resistance We do have a couple resistance levels up here at about 10,000 and 9,400, followed by my support levels at 6,350 and 5,900. These are the levels that I'm going to be watching moving forward, and these are the levels that I do expect us to have a significant move one way or the other, whether it's bouncing on the upside or whether it's getting slammed into resistance. But overall, we're just going to have to watch and see. Currently, we're in a very exciting time with Bitcoin because we are starting to retrace. Now, how significant is this retrace going to be? Like I said, it's yet to be determined. So we're going to have to just kind of monitor and see in that time. But overall, guys, truly exciting times for cryptocurrency. If you're a Bitcoin holder right now, you are very happy with the current markets that we're seeing. I mean, think about how long it took to start getting some real parabolic markets. Because, I mean, we haven't had a real strong push since back here in August. I mean, this, you could kind of count that as a parabolic push, but this is just really retracing inside of this descending triangle. This is the real beauty that we've been expecting with crypto. This is what we've kind of been used to. If you've been around for a while, keep in mind, guys, I've been around since 2016, so I've got to see a lot of these parabolic rises inside of Bitcoin. And so this really just takes me back to some of those earlier times inside of Bitcoin's market. Some of those times where Bitcoin would just go absolutely insane and leave people behind. People would get freaked out and they'd start FOMOing into the market. And then those people that FOMO'd would then just see their prices drop significantly with Bitcoin retracing. So this volatility is nice. I'm telling you, it's got me excited. I'm super excited to see what's going to happen with crypto. All these alts are setting up across the board. I mean, I had a signal for Cardano. I actually called Cardano back down here in this bottom and said it was a good buy, and then we pushed out of that and made some very nice gains. I think it was about 100% in this move. And then I made a call inside of my Discord, and this was actually my buy ladder. I had a couple bids casted through here, and in fact we filled all of those and bounced about 25% on the upside. Now with what we're kind of currently seeing is with this retrace, it's erasing almost all of these altcoin profits that we saw, and this is kind of something that happens inside of the market, especially with these altcoins. Anytime Bitcoin makes a big move, you'll see altcoins follow, and then if Bitcoin gets rejected, you're going to see the alts follow suit with that as well. So you got to time the cycle accordingly. But overall, guys, we're seeing very nice momentum in the bull's favor. I mean, Ethereum broke out, made a higher high. We're currently retesting the breakout area of resistance as support. And so overall, guys, things are looking very bullish. I'm not expecting things to stop by any means. I do expect these altcoins to really start to get a lot of value pumped into their markets, especially with Bitcoin making its move. Now, is Bitcoin going to go higher or is it going to go lower? We're going to have to watch and see. If you want to continue to get updated on my analysis moving forward, do yourself a favor and jump in my Discord server. Currently, we got over 90 members and it's growing very rapidly. Lots of people are getting excited, and I'm super excited to have you guys a part of this. Lots of cool things are happening inside of the altcoin markets. So jump in there, click the invitation link in the description of this video, and there you're going to be able to get access to here. It's all free. I do offer a signal service for those people that are looking to kind of copy and follow my trades. $50 a month or 0.5 ETH for 6 months. Cool things are coming. I'm super excited to be able to share some of these signals with you. I've got a lot that are in profit already. I'm going to be posting more today, so do yourself a favor, jump in there, and let's get profiting together. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for the support. It really means a lot to me. It really means a lot that we're starting to actually see these markets that I've been talking about. I've been super excited since these lows that we saw down in here when I started to notice the comparison between gold and Bitcoin. And now we're actually starting to see some real momentum in the bull's favor. So I'm excited moving forward. I know that you guys that are Bitcoin holders, or just cryptocurrency holders in general are excited because there's truly great things developing inside of this market, and I'm super excited to be able to share my analysis and my thoughts moving forward. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, do myself a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. If you want to get access to my Discord server, there's an invitation link in the description of this video. Click on that, and there you're going to get full access to my server. But with all that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.